This is the Excellent Sports Adventure. Well, the Maple Leafs introduced their new general manager to the Toronto market. Brendan Shanahan says Brad Treliving seems like he is the perfect fit.
He's a smart hockey person. He's an experienced manager. He's a good manager of people. And I just think that we're really excited to have him come here. I think it was an added bonus that Brad has not only had experience with the Coyotes, but also has had experience in a Canadian market. And again, like I said, as the more we talked, the more time we spent together, I just thought that Brad would be an excellent fit for Toronto to help us get to the next level.
The real draw at the end of the day, when you look at all the things surrounding this place, and it's a special, special place, the draw is the team. We're hockey people at the end of the day. And this is a really good team. It's led by world-class players. It's hard to get talent. They've got talent. Like I said, I get to watch this from a far lens. To get to work with these athletes is going to be very, very special. I know there's been heartache and there's been some frustration in terms of of where we've been in the playoffs lately. It's a hard league. But this team has put themselves in a position, and we're going to try to keep putting ourselves in a position to keep knocking on the door, keep knocking on the door, keep knocking on the door, and eventually push through. Getting to Auston is a priority, but outside of the contract stuff, number one is just getting to build that relationship. You know, it's not walking down and trying to arm wrestle about contracts. It's getting down and getting Auston me getting a chance to meet him, but more importantly, having Auston get a chance to meet me, know what we're about, and just talk a little bit. So that's priority number one.
Golden Knights got things started in impressive fashion in the Stanley Cup final. Nick Cousins thought he had the go-ahead goal, but Aiden Hill made an absolutely larcenous save. 10 bells. Ivan Barbashev gets a puck back to Zach Whitecloud at the point. Whitecloud, a wrister, finds the back of the net behind Sergei Bobrovsky. Vegas wins 5-2. More of the same in Game 2. Chandler Stevenson to Mark Stone to Brett Howden. A very pretty passing play. Howden and Jonathan Marchessault each had 2. Knights thumped the Cats 7-2, heading Florida. Memorial Cup final. Quebec's Ramparts and Seattle Thunderbirds. Pressure from the Birds, but William Russo shuts the door. A Memorial Cup final for the Quebec Ramparts break into the Seattle zone. Slick passing kept up by James Malatesta, who was a tournament MVP. Patrick Waz Ramparts all over Seattle 5-0 to capture the third Memorial Cup in franchise history. Well, it was a memorable weekend for the Blue Jays at Citi Field in New York. First bat of the game, George Springer. Who does this? Takes Justin Verlander deep and out. Springer's 54th career dinger to lead off the game. Ties him for second all-time. Chris Bassett tossed 7 2/3 innings of shutout ball against his former club. Then he hopped on a plane to head back to Toronto to be with his wife, Jessica, who has now given birth to their second child. Jays bounced the Mets 3-0. They would go on to sweep the Mets. Great start to June after a mediocre May, but what are they going to do about Alek Manoah? He's struggling, got shelled again. The Vancouver Whitecaps came from behind her in a 1-1 draw with Sporting KC. Ryan Gauld scored on a penalty in the 88th minute. The Caps will host CF Montreal Wednesday night in the Voyageur Cup final. TFC earned a 1-1 draw with Minnesota. Lorenzo Insigne scored for the Reds in that one. Steve Claggett continues to scrap his way to the top of the super lightweight division. The 35-year-old Calgary native captured the title at Casino Montreal on the weekend with a huge win over former world champ Alberto Machado. Claggett, the Dragon, was relentless in his attack, used a nice assortment of combinations to set up Machado for the left hook that dropped the Mexican in the second round. Machado got back up, but in round 3, the Dragon dropped him with a body shot, then a series of uppercuts and hooks, right hands. That's going to seal the deal. Claggett wins by 4th round knockout to capture the NABF super lightweight scrap. Looks good on you, Steve. Now, our shot of the week, number 6 from Sleepy Hollow. And, of course, Gary made the putt.
God damn it.
4!
Gary Kirk, the man, the myth, the legend. Par 3-6. Here's Sleepy Hollow. Just a little bit short, but he'll be putting that for birdie.
God damn it.
4!
The shot of the week is brought to you by Sleepy Hollow Country Club. 60 years of tradition, providing a challenging and enjoyable golf experience just minutes from Toronto.